ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. We are reading from the book Sadhana Panchakam, which is a commentary on the Sadhana Panchakam by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Sadhana Panchakam is a set of 5 verses composed by Adi Shankaracharya. And as always, we will start by chanting the entire set of 5 verses and then resume our discussion of verse number 1. वेदो नित्यमधीयतां तदुदितं कर्म स्वनुष्ठीयताम् तेनेशस्य विधीयतामपचितिः काम्ये मतस्त्यज्यताम् पापौघः परिधूयतां भवसुखे दोषोऽनुसन्धीयताम् आत्मेच्छाव्यवसीयता निजगृहात् तूर्णं विनिर्गम्यताम् सङ्गः सत्सु विधीयतां भगवतो भक्तिर्दृढाधीयताम् शान्त्यादिः परिचीयतां दृढतरं कर्माशु सन्त्यज्यताम् सद्विद्वानुपसृप्यतां प्रतिदिनं तत्पादुकासेव्यताम् ब्रह्मैकाक्षरमर्थ्यतां श्रुतिशिरो वाक्यं समाकर्ण्यताम् वाक्यार्थश्च विचार्यतां श्रुतिशिरः पक्षः समाश्रीयताम् दुस्तर्कात् सुविरम्यतां श्रुतिमतस्तर्कोऽनुसन्धीयताम् ब्रह्मास्मीति विभाव्यताम् अहरहर्गर्वः परित्यज्यताम् देहेऽहं मतिरुज्यताम् बुधजनैर्वादः परित्यज्यताम् क्षुद्याधिश्च चिकीत्स्यतां प्रतिदिनं भिक्षौषघं भुज्यतां स्वाद्वानन्न तु याच्यतां विधिवशात् प्राप्तेन सन्तुष्यताम् शीतोष्णादिविषह्यतां न तु वृथा वाक्यं समुच्चार्यताम् औदासीन्यमभीप्स्यतां जनकृपा नैष्ठुर्यमुत्सृज्यताम् एकान्ते सुखमास्यतां परतरे चेतः समाधीयताम् पूर्णात्मासु समीक्ष्यतां जगदिदं तद्वाधितं दृश्यताम् प्राक्कर्म प्रविलाप्यतां चित्तबलान् नाप्युत्तरैः श्लिष्यताम् प्रारब्धं त्विह भुञ्जताम् अथ परब्रह्मात्मना स्थीयताम्. And since we are discussing verse 1, we will read again verse 1 and the translation and then continue. वेदो नित्यमधीयतां तदुदितं कर्म स्वनुष्ठीयताम् तेनेशस्य विधीयताम् अपचितिः काम्ये मतस्त्यज्यताम् पापौघः परिधूयतां भवसुखे दोषोऽनुसन्धीयताम् आत्मेच्छाव्यवसीयता निजगृहात् तूर्णौ विनिर्गम्यताम्. And the translation of the first verse is, May you study the Veda daily. May you perform well the karmas enjoined by the Veda. By performing your duties in accordance with the Veda, may you worship Ishvara. By doing what is to be done, may you give up the desire for things intended to enhance your security or happiness. Through the resulting purity of mind, may you destroy all the papas accumulated in this life and past life. May you see and remember the limitations inherent in experiential pleasures. May you entertain and pursue a desire to know the Atma. May you quickly leave your quote, leave quote unquote your home unquote behind. That is, discard the notion of ownership as exemplified by the house. Next section, how to gain self-knowledge. Self-ignorance is everyone's birthright. Everyone is born with Atma Jnana, ignorance of the self, as well as Anatma Jnana, ignorance of the non-self. Even the psychological self is not known. For that itself we require a psychologist. That psychologist has to know himself, then only can he understand you. So again there is a catch-22 situation. Each psychoanalyst himself requires another psychoanalyst all the way back to Freud. Then even Freud needs a psychoanalyst. It goes on and on, back to whom? Who is the original psychologist? The original psychologist can only be Bhagavan, the Lord. It is the same way with a doctor. The original medicine man is Bhagavan alone. Doctors came later. There is no beginning for anything because knowledge is like that. If even the psychological self is not very clearly known, then what of the self that we are talking about in the Shastra? Knowing the psychological self only allows us to shift the problem, shift the blame. Previously you blamed yourself, now you can necessarily shift and put the blame on the people who are responsible for damaging you, such as your parents. But you are still stuck with the mother and father, so the problem remains. You do not completely get out of it. All other problems arise because there is a basic problem of self-ignorance, and the self is misconstrued. Your own experiences of small happiness or short experiences of big happiness confirm that in spite of what you take yourself to be, you are happy. You need not fulfill all your wants in order to be happy and secure. This implies that you must already be happy and secure and therefore just ignorant of what you are. To solve the problem, you must know what you are. So, Atma Ichha Vyavasiyatam. To solve the problem, you must know what you are. So, Atma Ichha Vyavasiyatam. To know this, there must be a desire for Atma. Desire for Atma is not like a desire for something else, like an apple. Desire for Atma is already there in the person. Atma Ichha is Atma Jnana Ichha, the desire for self-knowledge. Vyavasiyatam, let the desire for self-knowledge be properly ascertained. Let it be entertained, pursued, and made to grow. Once you want Atma, then what should you do? If you want Atma, then you do not require Anatma. What is your house? Anatma. Previously you thought it was Atma and very important. I and my house are one and the same. But now house, carpet and so on become Anatma. Swamiji, I don't mind leaving the house, but not the carpet. A Persian carpet is a great investment and naturally very difficult to give up. That is also Anatma Ichha. Everything in the house is also Anatma. Everything, quote unquote, everything also includes wife and the rest. The whole world is Anatma. You only have to take care of Atma, for which you need not be in the house. Nijagrihat Purnam Vinirgamyatam. To fulfill the desire to know Atma, the verse says Vinirgamyatam. One should get out. Turnam, quickly. Nijagrihat. from one's own house. This is because if you are in the house, there are so many things to which you have to pay attention. The idea is that we need to be free from all these concerns. You can still be physically in the house like King Janaka and others. So there is a footnote here. King Janaka appears in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad as someone who was not only a king but also a jnani. The idea is that even with a big palace and so on, you can still have this attitude. Or you can have a simple wooden house or no house at all and yet have all your attachment concentrated on a kaupina, the traditional undergarment, kaupina, the traditional undergarment of a brahmachari or a sadhu. Once Janaka was listening to his guru Vasishtha. Vasishtha's other disciples were also attending the class. Janaka was the king of Mithila. He was a great king, an emperor really, and he was attending that class. The others attending the class were brahmacharis, students. These were dedicated people who had left everything behind and wanted to gain this knowledge. They were doing Gurukula Vasa, living with the teacher. Janaka's guru had a small hut where he taught. The students also had small huts here and there, all next to the palace, and the guru's hut was somewhat farther away. They all attended class together. There was a rumor among the brahmacharis that the guru was a little partial to Janaka. This was because if Janaka came late, the guru kept the class waiting until he arrived. Suppose Janaka came earlier and the brahmacharis came later, then Vasishtha would have already started the class. So even though the brahmacharis had great respect for the teacher, they could not understand this. One disciple even said to the others, "You know why our guru favors him? Because he has money. What have you got? Nothing." Every guru's prarabdha karma is to have a student like this one. Anyway, one day the class was going on. All the brahmacharis and Janaka were sitting in the hut. A messenger came from the palace and gave Janaka a small piece of paper. Janaka read the note, said okay, and sent the man away. Vasishtha continued the class, closed his eyes just to focus on what he was saying, and talked for a few minutes with his eyes closed. When he opened his eyes again, all the brahmacharis were gone, only Janaka was there. So he continued the class to the end with only Janaka sitting there. Suddenly all the brahmacharis came running, saw Janaka leaving and asked him if the class was over. Janaka said yes, the class was over. They were so angry. They came to Vasishtha and asked, "Did you finish the class?" in a needling sort of way. "Yes, I finished the class." "But we were not there." "Yes, I know you were not there. Where were you?" "Didn't you hear? Don't you know what was in that note that came to Janaka? The palace was on fire." "Oh, really?" "Yes, that's why we left." "Why did you go?" "Because all our kaupinas were hanging there on the line outside the palace walls to dry, and we have only one extra kaupina." Taking this as a good opportunity, Vasishtha told him, "This is why I conduct the classes whether you are there or not. The whole palace is burning, and Janaka is able to sit here and listen to me. But you all have one kaupina hanging there and run to save it. So tell me, who is really detached here, you all or he? Therefore, you can have a palace and still be free inside. Or you can have a hut and one extra kaupina, and the whole universe of attachment is concentrated on that kaupina." Nijagrahat purnam vinirgamyatam means that you should give up the mama buddhi, the sense of mine in the house and everything else. Mama buddhi is upalakshana. So the footnote for upalakshana is a synecdoche, a figure of speech in which a part is made to represent the whole or vice versa. So mama buddhi is upalakshana. It stands for a whole series of things. It doesn't mean that everybody has to run away from his or her house. What would happen then? Where would they go? The place that they go to would become crowded then, and they would have to find yet another place. The mama buddhi is the only thing that has to be taken care of and given up. So if you run away from the house, where will you go? So we will start verse 2, chant it, read the translation, and then we will continue next time. Sangasatsu vidhiyatam bhagavato bhaktirdridhadhiyatam shantyadif parichiyatam dridhataram karmashu santyajyatam sadvidvanupasripyatam pratidinam tatpaduka sevyatam brahmaikaksharamurtyatam shrutishiro vakyam samakarnyatam. Sangaha, gathering, association. Satsu, with people committed to the pursuit of knowledge. Vidhiyatam, made be done. Bhagavataha, of the Lord. Bhaktihi, devotion. Dhrida, firm. Adhiyatam, made be cultivated. Shantyadihi, the sixfold virtues of Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparama, then Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, and then Samadhanam, and let's see, Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, and I'm forgetting one, we'll come back later. Parichiyatam, may they be collected, gained through practice. Dhridataram, very firmly. Karma, actions, even enjoying actions. Ashu, quickly. Santyajyatam, may they be completely given up. Sadvidwan, one who knows the truth. Upasripyatam, may they be approached properly. Pratidinam, daily. Tatpaduka, his feet, literally sandals. Sevyatam, may the knower of the truth be served, worshipped. Brahmaikaksharam, non-dual, imperishable Brahman. Arthyatam, may the knowledge be sought. Shrutishiro Vakyam, Vedanta, Upanishads, literally Mahavakya, statements that are the head of the Vedas. Samakarnyatam, may they be listened to well. May you associate with people who are committed to the pursuit of knowledge. May you cultivate a firm devotion to the Lord. May you firmly practice to gain the sixfold virtues of Shama, etc. Oh, here it is. So there's a footnote here. Shama, mastery over the mind. Dama, mastery over the external organs such as eyes, ears, etc. Uparama, doing what is to be done by you at a given time, place and situation. Titiksha, enduring both pleasant and unpleasant situations with a cheerful attitude. Shraddha, commitment to the words of Shruti and the Acharya. And Samadhana, focus, concentration. Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. May you quickly and firmly renounce actions, even those enjoined by the Shruti. May you approach properly one who knows the truth and serve him daily. May you request from him the knowledge of the imperishable non-dual Brahman. May you listen well to the statements of the Upanishads. We will start next time from this place. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.